What is going on, guys? Okay, okay. I'm not even gonna cut that. I was just trying to come I was trying to come up with a different intro. I don't even know what that was, but hey, I'm not even gonna cut that. I'm gonna leave that in. So what's going on, guys? Today we're gonna be creating a weather app, and here's a quick demo of what we're gonna be creating. Node app.js. Give it an address. I don't even know what that was, guys. Lombard Street. This is not my real address, by the way, so yeah, don't TP my house or anything like that, because it's not gonna be mine. It's gonna be someone else's. So it gives you the full address, or the full, you know, the state, country, whatever, city, the zip, and it tells you the degrees of there. It tells you the actual degrees and what temperature you feel. So meaning what humans actually feel. So it says it is 44.22 degrees, but it feels like 38.76. So this is what we're going to be building, guys, and we're going to create. I'm still laughing about that first part. I don't even know what that was, but there it is. But this is what we're going to be building today. So please stay tuned. Keep watching. It feels like I'm going to end the video, but I'm not. Yeah, this is what we're going to be building. All right. I'm gonna see you in like 2 seconds or 7 seconds. I don't know. What's going on, guys? Today we're gonna be building the weathers app with Node, the second series of Node for beginners. The first one we made a notes app. Now we're doing a weathers app. And for this, you're gonna need to know callbacks, you know, promises. So if you don't know what that is, I did create a video about that. I'll leave it in the description or in the card. But yeah, you need to go see that. Or if you don't even like mine, go to someone else's videos and actually look at theirs. Callbacks are extremely important to making your program asynchronous. But all right, without further ado, let's get started. I'm trying to make this shorter. There it is. Okay, so in here, remember, we always start with opening your terminal, and navigating to your folder that you created, which is, I call it my weathers app. In here, we're gonna create a new file, app.js. Awesome, right there now. Okay. So we're going to be creating a weather app, and we're going to be using APIs. So we're going to have to get a third-party module to actually help us with these requests, with these grabbing the APIs from another server, right? So what module are we going to be using? Okay, so it's called, let me open it up right here. NPM. It's called request. Makes sense because we're gonna be requesting things, and it's pretty popular as well. Look at this, 14 million weekly downloads. Holy hell. But yeah, this is basically it. You send in the URL you want to request from, and then you're gonna get a callback with the error, response, and body. We'll explain what those are in a bit. Once we get this rolling, whatever, rolling or running, it doesn't matter. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I haven't had my coffee yet, guys. I have not had my coffee. So you should know how to install third-party modules by now. We need to, since it's a new file, we need to do npm init, right? I'm gonna just enter through all this. Now we got our package.json, which stores our third-party modules. And then now you can do npm I for install, or you could actually type out install, but I'm not. I'm just do I. The name of the module, which is request, and then -- save, because we want to save it, because this app needs request, so we need to save it. And in here, const. This should be something you guys should already know how to do. Okay, we went over the notes in our notes application. If you haven't, go check those videos out, and you'll be learning a lot if you do. Request. Okay, now we have request, and it tells you how to, remember guys, it tells you everything. It tells you how to use it as well. Okay, so now that we have that, now what are the APIs we're going to use? Okay, so one is actually going to be, hold on guys, I have it in my notes, MapQuest API API, here it is. So you need to make an account. It's free, guys. You get 15,000 calls to this API for free. I don't think you're gonna be doing 15,000 calls, but yeah, I mean, you can play around with this. It's pretty cool stuff. You guys should play around with it a lot. You know, you could get directions, search ahead, traffic. You know, it's pretty cool stuff, guys. But all we're gonna be needing is a lat and longitude, right? So we go in here, and it tells you right here how to do it. Right? You need a key. This is why you need to sign up for one, because you need a key, an API key. I already have mine. I'm gonna post it. You know, you could use it if you want, but like I said, you only get 15,000 a day, and I know I don't have that many people, but maybe sometime in the future I will. And you're not gonna be able to. It's gonna throw out errors. So you might just want to create your own. It's free, guys. But I will post my API key. There's nothing too bad about it, dude. It's just an API key that's free. You don't even have to put in the card information. So this is one of them, anyways. This is one of them. And then the other one is actually called dark. Well, let's actually just focus on this one, because we're going to just be using this one first, right? We're going to be using this one first, and then once we're done with that, we'll get to the other one. So once you have that, and once you have your key, we're going to make an actual request to this URL. Let's actually give it a try right now. Copy this. We're going to give it a try, and let's see what we get back. The key is going to be on the screen, so you could copy it, and it's also going to be in the description. So that way you can just copy and paste it for your convenience. Like for that, give me a like for that. But you get a JSON object, right? You get a JSON back, which is an object. It tells you the location that you want it to get. It tells you what country, what state, the zip, the postal code. You know, this is what we're wanting, the lat and longitude. This is what we want, but it gives you all this information that you could just like look through if you wanted to. So with that said, we're going to be using these lat and longs to actually plug it into another API to actually get the weather from that API. All right. This is just right now. This is just giving you where you're at and probably cities around you. And like, if you want to search up pizza, like pizzas around this area, whatever, it doesn't give you the weather. We're creating a weather, although this could be another app on its own, but we want to do a weather app. So we need the lat and long for that. So how do you request in here? So you're going to use a request module that we got. And remember, the first one is the URL that you actually want to use. All right. So I'm going to just copy this, copy, and then paste it in here. Let me get this toggle view soft wrap so you guys can see everything. And then remember, the second parameter is the callback, which is a function. Function, no name. And this one takes in the error, the response, and the body. And we are going to be going over that what they are right now. But I'm going to console log body right now to see what we get. So control save, and then if you run this, here it is. If we run this, no, not that. Okay, we got to run it. Node app.js. You actually see the, what's it called? The actual JSON data that you saw from here. You actually see it, but it's not in a pretty format. We're gonna actually try to format it pretty. Let's try to, let's see if we can. I'm gonna just do JSON, because I see it coming back as a string and not an object, so I'm gonna use JSON parse to make it come back as a object. Let's see if that works. I'm not too sure if it's gonna work. Control save. If we actually run this again. Yeah, okay. Okay, I misspelled that. It's parse. Control save. Okay, yeah. So just do JSON parse and you should get a prettier object coming back at you. So as you can see right now, you get the exact same thing as over here. You can see it starts out with info. And if you go back to your terminal, you see info, right? So you get the exact same data. All right, so I'm gonna explain what body is, and you've done body so many times, you probably have never realized it, but you know what body is. Body is basically, so if I hit Google, this whole thing is the body, right? When I request something and it comes back with the body, it's gonna give me the HTTP, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It's gonna give me this body. This see what you see. Whatever you see on this right now, this is what you're gonna get back. That's called the body. The response, on the other hand, the response we can actually print it out right here. Response. See what we get back. Object. Well, yes, it's an object. Let's try to get rid of this. Control save. Okay, yeah, just get rid of that for response. As you can see, this is a big object. It's a very complex object. Oh my, it's extremely long. You get more information than what you wanted. This is from the other one. We want it, yeah, right here. This is right here. This is the new one. It's an extremely object. Basically, the request is everything you need to make the request functional. And we're talking about like headers. If I could find headers, right here, headers. See, it's gonna get the GET protocol. It got the key right here. I mean, our actual address that we wanted to get. You got the path, the method, what socket it used. You know, max sockets infinity. Keep it live false. So that means that if you log out, that's it. You have to do it again. But I mean, it gives you everything that needs to be done or needs to be sent to the other server, so that way it knows. Here's the headers. It needs all of this information to actually. It sets a cookie. It actually sets a cookie. Status success. This is what we're going to be using actually. I think. I'm not too sure. I don't even know how this API does errors, but that's the next thing we're going to talk about. So body is the whole body that you see in the window. This whole body, that's the body. The response is everything needed to be sent with the request to the server, so that way it knows what you're talking about, and it also gives you the body back. So if you keep on scrolling down, you actually see the body itself. Dude, this is such a long. Oh, here's the body. You see the body itself, and this is the information we get, because body is actually part of the response. So technically, you could just get response.body, and you'll get the same thing as this third argument that was passed in, but the developers made it easy for us and just passed in the body for ourselves. So what it is error, or error is going to contain, like, if you cannot connect to the server, it's going to throw an error. Okay, if you cannot connect to the server, it's going to throw an error. So what do I mean by that? Well, if we just like we could delete this, right? Are we going to log out error? Let's see if we actually, because I think this was the API that does not handle errors correctly. It gives you null. It's so basically saying there is no error, even though we know there's an error. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see what's in the body then. And remember, we need to see JSON. Parse. Let's see what's in the body then. Yeah. Undefined one. So you get the body, the HTML. That's body. But it's telling you there's an error because there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. That's why. Watch. Check it out. Let's actually go to the page. There's not gonna be anything in there. What? Okay, yeah, this is my internet provider, but there's nothing in there. This is why it takes me. So if my internet provider says that, well, if it doesn't know what the hell you're talking about, it will just send me to this default, which is literally the HTML we got back for. Where is it at? Right here. This is the HTML we got back. So it does no good error for us right now, but if it was an actual, like a really good API, it would give you an error. But yeah, this is the error. You can, if you have troubles connecting to the server or something happens while requesting that URL, it's going to throw out an error. The response is going to give you everything that you needed to actually send out the request. And the body is going to be the what you get back from the request. So we're going to be using body a lot, and we're actually Control Z to actually get whatever we messed up. Oh, there it is. And you're going to do JSON dot parse body. Control save. Now we run it one more time. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, this is pretty close to what we need to call another one, but we're also going to be setting up some stuff. So we're requesting a location from MapQuest APIs, and we're going to retrieve this, right? And this is not, we copy this. So we're going to be using this from now on. It's in Columbia, US. I have no idea. Washington. It's in Washington, the city Washington. Okay. So anyways, we actually need to pull out the latitude and longitude. I'm trying to figure out where that. Oh, it's right here. Latitude. We need to pull that out, guys. We're gonna be using that. So as you know, it's in here. So we're actually going to just store this into a variable called var body, I guess we could say, yeah, body equals. Control save that. Okay. Now we're going to create another one called var lat equals body. You should know how to get the information from here, but I'm gonna explain it just a bit. So this is an object, and the first thing we need is the first, which is info. This is what we need because it's inside of info. So dot info, and then dot. So the next thing we need is not this object, or this is the object that we need, but it's not in that. So we're gonna skip over that. It's not in options either. Skip over that. It's in locations. Dot locations. Right, and locations is an array. We're gonna get the first index of the array, and then dot. So we're in here already. So it's in lat, and lng, and we're gonna get the lat. Okay, so I'm not trying to save it. I'm trying to copy it. Now we're gonna get the long. AONG, and we're gonna do this AONG, and now if I want to log it out to see I actually got it. So lat L, save that. Let's see if we actually get it. No, we actually, is it location? Did I misspell it? Locations. which is an array. Okay, so where did I go wrong? So body.info, right? We don't need the status code, so you can just get rid of that. It's inside of results, guys, so sorry about that. So we're gonna actually put right here dot results dot locations. Okay, that's still wrong because results returns an array. Oh god, this is so complex. See, this API is so dumb, but this is the only one I could find, guys, for you that's free. If you have another one, you know, leave it down in the comments and we'll create another weather API with that weather application with that API that you provided. So it's in results, which is an array. So we're gonna get the first index of that array, right? And then it's inside location. So this should work. This should work. Oh, I didn't save it. Okay, results and then 0 right here as well. Now let's try it. All right, body info result 0. Cannot read property 0 of undefined. What do you mean you cannot read it? It's right there. Info. Bam. Oh, you know what? You know what, guys? Control save. Yep, that was it. Even though we needed this still. But that was it. This info. We're already inside info because of this body. We're already inside, so you could just get rid of that. Imagine this saying body. So body dot results. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, so we got the Latin long now. Okay, but this isn't helpful for us. The reason why is because this is hard coded in there, guys. This is hard coded. I mean, there's no help if we cannot do anything with it. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So we're gonna be using yargs. Remember yargs, our good old yarg spread that helps us create terminal apps. Install yargs -- save. And by the way, guys, this is the last time we're gonna create a terminal app. So just bear with me for this last one. Const yargs equals require yargs. Okay. And if you remember, if you did see my last videos on notes applications, I told you you could make like something required. Like in this case, we need an address, so we're gonna make that actually required. So const argv equals yargs, right? But we're not gonna do the argv would give us the arguments, but we're not gonna do that just yet. We're gonna actually add in options right there, right? And inside this options, we're gonna get an object. And this first one is what we're gonna add. This is the options for the arguments that we're gonna be adding. So just bear with me right now. Just do a colon, and then it's gonna be an object again. Demand. This means it's gonna be required, so we're gonna set that to true. Demand is required. Yes, it's required. And then alias. This is the other thing that we want, which we're gonna name it address. Okay, guys. Describe. And this is just a just describe what do you need, what does address, what is address? What are you gonna just say? It's an address to fetch weather for. And then last but not least, string true, meaning that whatever they put inside this, return it as a string. No matter what they put inside it, return it as a string. That's what we want. So options lets us actually have an option of a, well, I'll show you better than explaining it. I'm not even gonna try to explain it. So we're gonna add another one dot here. So after finishing options, we're gonna add another dot, and we're gonna type in help. Remember, like Node has this help function where you type in -h, right, and it gives us this help function. Well, we want our application to have that as well because it's gonna be helpful for us. So we're going to do .help, right? And then we're also going to give help an alias. So you're telling me, you're probably asking, so why didn't we just do another object up here and type in h and then demand true or demand false, alias help, describe, helping to, I don't know, whatever. Why didn't we do that? It's because help is already built into yards, so we don't even have to actually have it. It already has all of this. We just need to call it, which is help. But we do need to give it an alias, which it does not have. So I'm gonna just, right after that, I'm gonna say alias. This is actually tied to this last help. So every time you put a dot alias, it's gonna be tied to the option before it. Okay, so alias, and we're gonna say we want the alias of help to be h. Okay, and if you do decide to do something else, oh my bad, it's a dot. You could do dot here, or you could actually go to the next line and do a dot. And if you decide like keep on adding to this, you're gonna want the version, right? Version. And this is just extra, guys. You don't even need to do this. This is just extra, right? And we're gonna give this version an alias, dot alias, right? It's gonna be for version. And the alias is gonna be v. And then now we're gonna call .argv. It's kind of lengthy, but you'll see in a bit what I'm talking about. So now we actually try to run our app, node app.js. It'll actually give us this help function, the options thing, because remember, address is required, and it'll throw down this help section if you do not add an address, or if you don't know how to use our program, we'll give you this help back. So this is, you can actually see what we're doing in here by just looking at this. Okay, see the address, dash address, and then -a, and we can also do -h for help, right? And then we also do -v for version, which is 1 because this comes from the package.json, which is right here. If we actually do 3.0, control save that, and we do it again, it'll just change it to 3.0. But this is just extra stuff, guys. This actually we didn't need, or you don't even need it because you're gonna be adding. But if you're gonna give it off to someone else, they're going to need it. So this is why we added it. And now you know how to do more with yards. You're welcome. So anyways, now that we got this, we're gonna actually need the address they type in, right? So -a, and then we're gonna type in an address. I'm gonna just say 1301 Lombard Street. No, this is not my real address, guys. So, and right here we're gonna just console log out. I'm gonna just say argv. Let's see what we get. You should know what we get already, but let's see what we get. Const, yes. Actually, I'm just moving this. It doesn't matter where you put it, but it's better if you just put it in one line since it's not gonna be. We're gonna log it out. argv. Why didn't it want to do anything? argv is not defined. What do you mean that's why, because god, guys, I cannot type today. So we get, you should already know what we're gonna get, right? And this is what we're searching for. This is what we're searching for. Okay, so now that we got the address, actually we need to save it. So .address, right? Control save. Now you should get, yes, the address. Okay, now we got the address. We could just save that into a variable, or not even. We could just, whatever you want to do. Var address equals, bam. Okay. Now we need to put it in here because we want to make this dynamic, guys. We don't want to, you know, make it static. We need to put it in here. But there's one tricky thing about this. Okay, we're gonna be getting back a string, right, with these spaces. As you know, you probably do know that URLs, they don't take kindly to actual spaces. They want the ASCII code for that space. So for a space is %20, right? %20. This is one right here, one right here, one right here, right? So we need to actually encode it, right? We don't want this. We want 1300 %20, which is the ASCII, and then Lombard %. You want that. So we're gonna do it by actually going to. So Node has something special for this, and it's called right here. Encode URI component. Yeah, I gotta say it slowly, guys, so I can just spell it right. Don't judge. Control save. So if we actually do the log out address, let's see what we get. We get, see that our spaces are now if you wanted to actually decode that again, like remove the spaces or the %20s, you could actually just use a decode URI component. Control save, and you already know this encodes it. We're just going to decode it and count a log, and it gives rid of the spaces, but we actually need it to be decoded. So I'm just telling you there's an option there. So now that we have the encoded address, we want to make it in here. And remember, we're going to be using template strings, so we're going to add the ticks. Tick tock, tick tock. We're going to add the ticks in here. We're going to get rid of after location equals, that's where we're going to put the address. So remember, guys, $, bracket, and then address. Control save. It is actually giving me an error because I didn't spell it right. Address. Okay, now we actually do it. You should still get, we get different results, yes, because it's another address, right? I get 51 -0, this, whatever. You could type in your own address if you want to see if it actually works. But guys, this is the beginning of it, and I'm pretty sure I'm running long, so I'm gonna just cut it here. So now we made a request to get the latitude and longitude, and you know what error, response, and body is. You know what the HTTP protocols and what it's sending, what we're sending, and what we're retrieving back every time we make a request to another server or a URL. Right, and you know more about yards than you did, I'm pretty sure, last time, because more than likely, I hope you actually did more with it, the notes application. But if you did it, now you know a little bit more with yards, and now you know how to encode. So guys, this is it for this video. In the next video, we're actually going to get the weather from the latitude and longitude that we got, right? We're going to get the weather from that. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and like this video if you learned something, or dislike it if you have a comment about it. Subscribe if you haven't. I mean, I'm gonna keep on posting new videos about Node applications, you know, so it's not gonna just be Node. We're gonna do React, Angular, you know, maybe just pure vanilla JavaScript so you could get better with JavaScript. We are going to get HTML and CSS in here. We're going to build a portfolio. I mean, I got so many ideas, guys, that you could. I can't even fathom in my own head, mine. I can't. There's too many ideas. But please, guys, consider subscribing to my channel. But thanks again, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.